I just wanted to ask you for a while to speak about the gaining of weight with coming in. There's still a discomfort in my own skin. Been meeting a lot of, for a long time, a lot of hatred in my body, and it's been very beautiful to love that all the way through. And then I started putting on weight, and then I was like, oh, this is not so nice.
There's a lot to dissolve there. My gosh, yes. Yeah. Now I can say that we have very, very twisted view. I've also been going through many of those. And it's like when I was cultivating space, my body was like a stick, like completely to the bone. And the deeper I embraced life, the more round my body gets. And it's kind of like falling in love with her. And that falling in love with her, it makes up for such a giggle in a way. It's like the sweetness and the innocence of that, while it's kind of like all of that identity that went along with having a particular shape. It had to come up against the reality that actually it's like my body is taking the shape of my being. And then falling in love with the roundness of yourself. There's such a beauty in that. Yeah. But we're constantly up against that part of our own body image, which is dependent on some kind of response that we get as someone from the outside or something. And there is a deep pain in that. And in a way I could say that I found that transcending that kind of view is directly connected with coming into your genitals as woman. Because roundness does come with the depths. It's also been my experience. Yeah. Oh, I got this black stone at one point, which was like carved as her, and she's shaped like this. Yeah? And it's like, that's the goddess. Big boobs, big butt. Seriously. Yeah. And what I experience is that every time there's a deeper drop into the ground, I get the same kind of aching in my chest, in my breasts, as when I was a teenager, when they were growing. And then they grow again. And it's just like, and somehow, yeah, my partner doesn't seem to mind so much. But there is really that which is ignited, because this all comes down to the reflection. This is very much to do with your reflection in regards to your man also. And there is that part which has been moving with the distortion of the view on yourself as a sexual being. You understand? And then there is the whole correspondence which has been happening from that twist of the sexuality, which then comes around the wanting to be wanted rather than to be loved. We're touching into some really deep places here. So that which wants to be wanted, that is that which is happening as that twist on top of the sexuality, where we're not talking pure passion, but where there's a part of our psyche, of our feminine psyche, which automatically responds according to the collective's view, and inside of that responds to sexy rather than innocent. Right? Yeah. So to touch this, you come in through and through and through these layers of pain in the belly. And to make it simple, in my experience, there has been that phase where I could feel that my body was gaining weight from a from a place of almost like creating protection from the reality of the complete flashing of the sensitivity that comes with coming into the ground. So there's that part. But then there's also the other side of that, where the sensitivity no longer needs, it's like the body is not trying to protect that level of sensitivity anymore. When you start taking responsibility for yourself, for your living life, and for actually allowing those actions which creates that protection. Do you understand? And that is equal to dealing with every moment, every situation with the integrity. Because if you are not living the integrity, and at the same time you're stripping yourself naked, then your body will try to compensate. Can you see the logic in that? It's like your body, it will try to put on insulation to try and protect itself. Because this is not your heart, this is your heart. So to the extent that you're willing to live the integrity and the straightness of the masculine in a way, then you become your own protector. You become your own holder. And then your body doesn't need to gain weight anymore. The form, still, we're talking about the goddess, so it's a part of it. The roundness. But as you can hear, it's different. It's many different aspects. There are different subtleties within it. Yeah. And either way, what it comes down to is that you're willing to love yourself exactly as you are. Because if you aren't, you will create these subtle tensions in your body, trying to like make your shape different. I spent a long time, like I could shape my body any way I wanted to. Or I could love it exactly as it is. And we can all do that. We can all do that. Yeah.
Thank you. I knew I needed to ask it.